and the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has adjourned proceedings to January 2, 2024 after Finance Minister Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam failed to present the much-anticipated 2025 mini-budget before the close of the current session. The mini-budget, a constitutional requirement intended to provide a fiscal outlook for the upcoming year, was expected to allocate funds for government expenditures in the first quarter of 2024 before the next administration assumes office. Despite heightened expectations, the absence of the presentation forced Speaker Bagbin to adjourn proceedings. Channel One News' Ni Ayikwe Okain reports.
Since Monday, the Finance Minister, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, has not been able to lay before Parliament the expenditure in advance of appropriation for January to March 2025. This is a mini-budget which is expected to cater for government expenses for the first quarter of the year 2025 before the incoming Mahama administration presents its budget for the remaining part of the year. Now, the situation was no different on Friday when the Speaker was sharing proceedings, compelling him to adjourn the House till January 2, 2025.
Proceed to adjourn the sittings of this meeting till the 2nd of January 2025. Honorable members, the sittings of this meeting have been adjourned to the 2nd of January 2025. It is so declared.
The minority leader, Dr. Casey Alatoforsen, addressed journalists expressing disappointment with the Akufo-Addo government over the situation. He, however, assured that the incoming Vice President, if inaugurated, would present the 2025 mini-budget before Parliament.
Sadly, President Akufo-Addo planned to leave the public service uncatered for in the first quarter of the year 2025. However, let me give assurance to the people of Ghana and all stakeholders that the NDC government that will take office on the 7th of January 2025 will act with dispatch to cater for expenditure for the first quarter of the year 2025. There's no cause for alarm, ladies and gentlemen. Even though there will be no finance minister on the 7th of January 2025, the Vice President can present to this House the expenditure in advance of appropriation anytime after swearing in on the 7th of January 2025. And this House will be properly constituted to expedite the approval of the same expenditure in advance of appropriation. While we are very disappointed about this development, we want to caution the outgoing Akufo-Addo Bawumia government that they will be responsible for all unmet commitment and obligation of state from the 1st of January to the 7th of January 2025.
Considering the economy that we have that from January to March, we will not be able to spend. And as a government that is going to hand over, you are not handing over a country that you are not going to be part of. In any case, your own party people and every Ghanaian will be part of the next government because they are workers in all the fields and they will need to be paid. All the agencies, the departments and the ministries will need to operate. And so if you do not prioritize that one and you choose to rather go to do tax waivers for companies that have worked with you for this whole period of 8 years, and at this 11th hour that you now see the need to give them waivers, I think that no, it's not a proper priority and that they should look at it.
The majority leader, Alexander Apenya-Markin, also spoke to journalists, arguing that the inability of the finance minister to lay before the House the expenditure in advance of appropriation is as a result of what he deems as the lawlessness of the minority group. He also assured that the finance minister would present the 2025 mini budget before the House on January 2, 2025.
The problem was not about the finance minister. The problem is about the lawless NDC opposition. It's as simple as that. You recall that the finance minister was ready as far back as November. That was when they started their lawlessness coming to occupy our seats. They would not allow government business to proceed. You should ask yourself, what suddenly changed? Why is it that when Mr. Speaker gave notice of Parliament resuming sitting on the 16th, why is it that immediately they came, they went to their own seats? Why did they avoid the struggle? Nobody prompted them, they went there. The finance minister brought this letter to Parliament, Office of the Clerk, 23rd of October. The letter is dated 22nd of October. This is responsible government. This is a government that is responsible, that wants to act within the confines of our laws. This was brought, I will give a copy to the media. It is as a result of the NDC's lawlessness. That is why we are where we are. And we are calling on Mr. Speaker to take control and demonstrate his firmness to stop the lawlessness of the NDC minority.
The ranking member on the Health Committee, Kwabena Mensah Akando, also addressed journalists calling on the government to take decisive and immediate action against the cholera outbreak to avert any epidemic for the incoming government.
The daily situational report on cholera are deeply alarming. For instance, in the Western region, on December 17th, just 3 days ago, 123 cases and 15 deaths were recorded in a single day. Disturbingly, healthcare workers are also falling victim to the outbreak, with 15 healthcare workers infected while caring for patients in the region. Without immediate and decisive interventions, Ghana risks facing a full-blown cholera epidemic before the incoming administration takes over from the outgoing MPP regime.
With the finance minister's inability to lay before the House the 2025 mini budget for the ensuing year, the salaries of public sector workers as well as government machinery risk a shutdown. Reporting for Channel One News from Parliament. My name is Ni Ayukwe Okan.